This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Ooh, that made my nibbies hard.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
And good morning, Nevermorians. How the heck are you? Glad to see you on this festive hump day. Oh, yeah, time to dress up and look spiffy. Yes, my Fez voted. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Glad you're here. Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore on October 21st. 2020. We're slowly getting through that damn year, aren't we? Anyway, I'm your host, Brian K. Morris, and we appreciate your being here, whether it's live to interact with us or on the rerun. We appreciate each and every one of you that views this show. And if you're watching on Facebook on either the Rising Tide Publications page or the Indie Event page, please, please, please give that page a like. It helps in the visibility, those dreaded algorithms. And if you're watching us on YouTube, if you enjoy what you see here, please give us a big thumbs up, because that helps the visibility of the video. And also, please consider subscribing and ring that bell so you'll get notifications when we do more shows. This episode is brought to you by Plasmafire Graphics, plasmafiregraphics.com, when the look of your book matters to you. And also, this book is, or not this book, but we're working on a book later. But no, this episode is powered by geekinsider.com. Check out their variety of great shows and podcasts, as well as Rising Tide Publications. Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are having a great morning. Hope you all tuned in last night to Clever Tile Pending. Amy Hale was her usual charming and delightful self. We had a fantastic time. Amy and I, in fact, during the after show, we stayed for about an hour talking just to each other. And she's got some good plans coming up with her writing and everything. So please go to authoramyhale.com or on also on Facebook. Check her out at Author Amy Hale and also Amy Hale's Angels. It's a rather raucous, unruly group that I'm proud to be a member of. Anyway, speaking of proud of, let us get to your comments, because that's what this show is bleeping about. And Carl Wisman announces he's here from YouTube. Carl, glad to see you, buddy. And so is Carly. Carly, mwah, so glad to see you as always. And oh, sorry, I was off arguing with someone on Facebook again. What is the old quote from Mark Twain about never get into an argument with an idiot because you basically descend to their level and they'll beat you with experience. So I have to get it. I have to understand that. In fact, last night, some news of a project I'm involved with came out, and somebody was quite insulting to one of the members of our creative team. And, it's sad when you've got, this communication medium where you have to police the content on it, because that crap just doesn't fly with me. All right. I agree. I'm sorry you got in an argument, Carl. I hope the rest of your day goes much better. And speaking of going much better, it will now. Teresa Dunn is here. Mwah. Good morning, Brian and author friends. Good morning to you. And Carl Wilson says Indiana is 57 minutes ahead of Illinois. Oh my God. Are you talking about broadcast, or are you talking about just in general? Anyway, Magi Jake Lindsay says, hi, my friend. How are you? I am dandy, my great illusionist friend. How are you this morning? Good to see you. But yeah, Carl Witzman, getting back to your comment for just a moment. I talked with an old friend of mine from high school the other day via Zoom on some business stuff. And he just can't understand why I moved to Indiana. And I said, well, dude, you're not living in Illinois either. So don't, then I told him about all the benefits. And he's like, that's what all my friends have been saying. Indiana is much nicer than Illinois. And I'm like, why don't you listen to us, you pinhead? Anyway, good morning from Ted Davies, who brings coffee. Yay, Ted. I'm already out, but Cookie is making more. In fact, she is making me some Ted Hortons. Tim Hortons, rather. Ted Hortons. There we go. That's Tim's older, wiser brother. But Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. Please subscribe to that channel. The man should have far more subscribers than he does. And please check out TedDaviesArtistry.com for some beautiful artwork and some great comic books. And he also does commissions and can do covers for your comic or your book. So check out that man, please. And Teresa Dunn says, it's beautiful in the neighborhood. Well, cool. Well, we got the rain from Iowa, or actually Iowa got snow. I shouldn't say that. Oh, here we go. Okay, let me hold out here. Do you hear that? That's the sound of love. Thank you, sweetheart.
Welcome.
I love you.
Love you.
And I got Tim Hortons. Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good. I love Tim Hortons. I really do. Passionately. Anyway, the great coffee. Anyway, but yeah, it's nice here. Yeah, we had the hellish rains in waves here last night. In fact, some of it and thunderstorms. In fact, some of it was coming through at the end of Clever Title Pending last night, I think. So, but we got through the whole broadcast, and I have to say that one of my benchmarks for a successful broadcast, especially Clever Title Pending, is how far behind you guys put me in terms of creating conversation. I'm not talking about just posting to post or saying hello to each other, which I dig. I love seeing you guys get along, but just things that you and I can converse about. And last night we had such great interaction with author Amy Hale that at one point I was almost an hour behind, and that's happened only like 3 or 4 times. And that's when you guys were on fire. And she said you guys were asking some incredible questions, and you were. And I was just, so excited to see your response to Amy last night. And she's a lovely lady. She's, a great friend, an amazing author. And she's got new stuff coming out. We were talking about after the show, and it's like, man, I'm excited. And you should be too. But anyway, glad to see you all here. And Teresa, I hope the weather's better than it was for you after that S word swept through. And she thinks we don't notice, but Cindy Kep is lurking. And that's fine. In fact, that's dandy. We are the better for her presence. And Cindy Kep is a darling. We love you, Cindy. And great questions last night, Cindy. You were on fire. You kind of challenged Amy at several points. You and the rest of the Clevermorians. That's a term I saw last night. And kudos to the coiner of that particular phrase. But anyway, Cindy Kemp is welcome to lurk anytime. CKOEPP.com and sign up there to not only see what incredible book she is putting out right now, also on Amazon and Bear Publications, but also sign up for a free newsletter because it is bombdigalicious, as is Cindy. And Brian Wensloff, good morning to you, watching us from Facebook. And don't forget, Brian Wensloff will be our guest on next week's Clever Title Pending Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And in fact, next week we're going to have, this is great, we're going to have 2 Clever Title Pendings next week. We're going to have one on Tuesday night with Brian Wensloff, and then on Friday night, on Hell Night, the Halloween's Eve night, we are going to have the one, the only Master Ron Fitzgerald, an amazing illusionist out of the Chicago area. He's also a relentless marketer. He's also a fantastic actor, too. He's appeared in several films and TV shows, and he's a busy as hell guy. Plus, he's also the master of dark, sticky magic. So if you want to find out what that's about, please tune in 8 p.m. this coming Friday night on Clever Title Pending, where you're watching this right now. And please share that. We're going to post that later. Please share that message with your friends so that we can get a big audience turnout for Ron. He is an amazing guy, and it will be the first episode that we are going to set up. We're going to talk about it in our promotion. It is potentially not safe for work. So it's, if you think we get a little naughty here during this show, Master Ron Fitzgerald is the nabob of naughty. He is the emperor of innuendo. So anyway, it's gonna be a raucous show, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. Next week's gonna be we're gonna have some great programming next week. We hope you'll show up for it. And speaking of showing up, we're glad to see Brian Rodman. Good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Let us be graced with the hump of days and move onward into Friday bliss. I like how you think, young man. Also, check out the Dastardly Dingoes podcast and BrianRodman.com for Memoirs of an Angel. Exquisite comic book, really good stuff. And there he is, Harley Slavic. Good to see you. Greetings. Hope everyone is well. And check out HarleySlavic.com for your pulp culture collecting needs. And I've got some people I haven't said hello to, and I gotta fix that. According to the phone, Brandon Hughes, thank you for attending. Glad to see you here. And Benjamin Shadalik Starkey. Benjamin, good to see you, sir. Pleasure as always. Craig Smith, as always, good to see you, my friend. And who else do we have? Veronica Evans of Walk Among Us, a great punk piano group. You will love it. You seriously check out their page on Facebook. Great music. I love them. And Veronica, I miss you. I haven't seen you in ages. I hope one day our paths will intersect once more. And Jessie Marie Stuckey is watching. Mwah, Jess, good to see you. Hope your morning's going well. Hope everybody's being good to you. Hope everybody's being good to all of you. I'm really appreciating you're here. And we are appreciating Christian Basil, the one and the only. Arise Wednesday, Morris Monster. Cross the valley of the humps, across the envious sun and onward. Sail us to that world from beyond Weekend Saturday, where the women swoon and men groom. Take us along onto your journey. I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11. Anyway, that's Christian Basil there, and I'm gonna run his spot here, and we try to do it at the opening show because he's a great guy and he's such a.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Definitely check. I interrupted myself with that ad. No, definitely check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and please go to his Facebook page, Legend of the TARDIS. Traveling TARDIS. And please give that page a like. Please, please, please. Because you can become part of the legend by helping Christian get to 40,000 likes. 40K likes. Can you even imagine that? I can't. I have 2K. I have 2K likes. So I'm very, very proud of Christian. And an episode that's coming up on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, you are definitely going to want to check out, because he interviewed Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor, recently. Well, he's also scored another major interview with the Eighth Doctor, Paul McGann. If you loved him in the 1996 TV movie, or The Night of the Doctor, or any of his Big Finish audios, which are amazing, then you've got to check out Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. In fact, check out that show anyway. It's a fantastic interview show with all kinds of great Who people, Who fans, Who people, characters and actors and creators. And you love the show. I totally love that show. It makes me smile when I listen to it. And Christian runs a really tight ship. So please, please check that show out. And speaking of running a tight ship, there's Jeffrey Hayes. Good morning to you. And good morning. Make it a great Wednesday. Well, Jeffrey, you're on your way to helping us all. Thank you for being here. And thank you for sponsoring today's episode, Plasmafire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. In fact, Jeffrey, I may have gotten you a customer last night. I hope to tell you. But anyway, please check out the work of Jeffrey Hayes at Plasmafire Graphics. Not only does he do great book covers, but he also does he did some of our promotion here, our brand new spots for the books. And here's one you may want to purchase this book. It'll make you feel better.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam. With an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
And if you would like a book trailer that's that awesome, you need to get in touch with Jeffrey Hayes and PlasmaFireGraphics.com. Also, check out their page on Facebook. Amazing work, an amazing creator. And thank you very much, Jeffrey, for that, and for sponsoring the show and being a friend. You're awesome, dude. And Brian Rodman says, what a great title pending last night. Love the Amy Hill shenanigans. Yes, and Amy and I were getting a snootful, so that probably added to the hilarity, I'm sure. But Amy had a lot of great stuff to say and a lot of wisdom. So whether you're a writer or an artist or illustrator, the one thing I try to do when I book guests for Clever Title Pending is that even though they are in one discipline, a lot of the wisdom they have can carry over into other creative fields. And Amy was certainly no exception. She is she's my one of my inspirations, I should say. And she is just so gung-ho about what she does, and she just sets the pace for all of us, and it's all I can do to try to keep up and be worthy of her notice. So anyway, glad you liked it. So please, if you haven't watched Clever Title Pending last night, please do. Also, we have it in a playlist on YouTube on our Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page on YouTube, and which is we'd love to get some more subscribers on that. So your assistance is humbly requested. Also, don't forget, just want to put this out there real fast. I'm not really pushing this so much, but let's see. Let me get down to it. Oh, there we go. All right, Patreon. We have a Patreon page finally, and we've got some people signing up for which we're grateful. I've just entered a new blog entry yesterday concerning an upcoming writing thing that we all can do, actually. And I'll be doing some more blog entries on that soon, too. But this week I'm going to try to post the first chapter of the Santa Stein audiobook, which currently Cookie is giving some love to. And that should be out fairly soon, I hope. We're working hard at that. And anyway, please check out our Patreon page for we have no tier higher than $10. If you want to do more, I'm willing to let you. But we've got a $1, $5, and $10 level. We haven't fixed the $10 level yet, but we definitely have that $5 level up there, and that gives you exclusive looks at some of our special secret blogs. Also, we are showing off a chapter at a time our first draft flash novel, which we're going to be working on in November. So I'm really excited to see that. And hold on. Thank you. You didn't need to hear that. That's why we hit the mute button. But anyway, let's get back to your comments and enough about me. But thank you, Brian Rodman. Glad you liked the show last night. So happy that you did. And I've got to get you on the show sometime too. And Magic Jake Lindsay says, I've been preparing for 7 magic shows. Wow, dude, you're killing this. I love seeing that. That's fantastic. And Reels and Heels says, good morning and hello. Good morning to you from glad to see you on YouTube there, where the picture and the sound's a little bit better than Facebook, I gotta tell you. Anyway, look, I'm sure that Reels and Heels will be mentioned more than once on this coming Tuesday's Clever Title Pending, when we have the great Brian Wensloff on, a great broadcaster and creator, and he's going to be doing the guest editorial in this month's newsletter. So go to risingtide.pub and sign up for the free monthly newsletter from me. And also, you can, if you don't want to do that, you can just send me a DM via Facebook Messenger with your email address, and I'll sign you up myself. All right. And it's the final countdown. I love that song of Jake Lindsay. What a great song. Yeah, it is. Well, it's 2020, and it's funny. Amy and I were discussing this last night after hours that, there was a 7.2, magnitude earthquake in Alaska last night, and we're like, okay, that's fine. How much has 2020 stolen our capacity for astonishment? If it were 2019, we'd be like, oh my God, the world's poor Alaska's about to become part of Russia again. But we're like, and and what is it last night? Also, this is going to be terrible. This shows what a heartless so-and-so I am. But my phone is set up for Amber Alerts, all right? And when it does, it emits, when one is issued for my area, it emits this horrifying klaxon. And I said, or it wasn't the after show, I think it was on the air, but it went off because I keep my phone next to me so it doesn't keep sounding if someone is stupid enough to try to call me right now. Because everyone knows I do this. Talk to you, my friends. But anyway, it went off, and I said, "Oh, it's just an Amber Alert." And we're like, "Brian, you heartless bastard!" It's like most of the time, it's like, "Oh my God, well, we better keep an eye out." But it's 2020, so we're like, "Oh, kid's missing. Oh well." How this year has changed us. We gotta have a talk about that sometime. How has this year torn you apart? How has it worn you down? So anyway, Clyde Hall, we see you snuck in there. Glad to see you as always, my friend. Hope you are doing well. And Clyde Hall is the man that coined the term Nevermorian, so you have him to thank for it. Carl Wisman says, okay, back from the washroom. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. And Brian Rodman, hashtag 39,000 shades of Christian. Yeah. Oh, sincerely. Yeah, Christian showed me his page from his Legend of the Traveling TARDIS Facebook page, and he had just hit 39,000 even, and I'm like, holy cats, that's amazing. And he is amazing. He runs an incredible broadcast that you will all enjoy if you like Doctor Who in to any degree whatsoever. But yeah, we're proud of Christian. But yeah, we like to tease him about that too, because he's a little self-conscious about that. And Magi Jake Lindsay says, referencing the countdown clock. Oh, yeah, let's not talk about the clock down count. We've already had one potential start to World War III. Let's not have another. But we still have, what, 10 weeks ago. Anyway, Matt Shore is here, great creator of comic books. Good morning. Good morning to you, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Please put in a link to anything you've got going right now or any way they can get some of your incredible comics, please. And there she is, the woman of the hour, Amy Hale. Mwah. Good morning to you, darling. And Amy, I hope you watched Clever Title Pending last night. There was somebody on there that was really, really fantastic. Now, it was really fun having you last night. And really enjoyed talking to you and Rachel afterwards. And it was just a fun time. It's always fun when the two of us get together because we behave badly sometimes. But and I was imbibing last night. We got the Kraken out. I think we got a new customer for Kraken too. I got a PM last night from somebody. Is this the stuff? And he sent me a picture of Kraken. Yes, it is. And I'm not talking about Squid Ink either. And Reels and Heels Hump Day. Yep. We're all adolescents here. So anyway, glad you like that. And I shot past. Oh man, am I behind in your comments? I gotta hurry up. And look how fancy you look today. Thank you, Brian Rodman. Thank you. Well, this is a vest that Cookie made for me a couple of years ago. And I'm going to take your comment down for just a moment here. And I'm going to take down that banner. Let's get that down. Let's get, let's put up the paypal.me. But yeah, this is it's got my boy on there, my man of steel there. And I don't know if I'm showing it properly, but and the thing is, it's reversible. So the patterns are reversed on the inside. So you'll be seeing most of that. But yeah, we're getting a little chillier weather for a day or two. It's supposed to be 80 in a day or so. But until then, I want to show off the vest that Cookie made me. She made me several lovely vests. And so we wear them with pride because she's very talented. But anyway, thank you, Brian Rodman. I'm trying. I try to dress up for the broadcast. You know, my earlier ones, it was basically whatever I had on that I would wear. But once I started becoming conscious of my branding, we started spiffing up a little. So anyway, Brian Rodman says the vest is fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah, Cookie made this for me. She'll make vests for all y'all if you ask her nicely. So and pay her. But yeah, but it is nice. I will say she's made me like about, I think, 3 vests and 3 shirts. And especially somebody who is a bit convex where I should be concave. It is a joy to wear a garment that is made specifically for your own body. My Doctor Who shirt and my 2 Superman shirts are the most comfortable shirts I own. And I just love them dearly. They are fantastic. And it's a pleasure to wear them. And I'm proud to talk about my honey because she does such great work. She really does. And love the vest. Thank you, Amy Hale. Yeah, I'm going to dress up because I had y'all here. You know, it's hump day. We got to spiff up a little. Magi Jake Lindsay says, I'm watching on my new Samsung A51 phone. It's really awesome quality. Well, despite me being on there, you know, there's only so much we can do as far as I go with my appearance and everything. But good. Congratulations on getting a new phone, Jake. And I know you spent some time setting it up and everything. That's always a pain. And let's see, here we go. Oh, Harley Slavic says, I have fantastic news. I finally have a storefront at Bussey's Flea Market in Schertz, Texas. Plan to be there this Saturday and Sunday. Well, congratulations, Harley. I know you've been working towards that. That is great. You finally have a physical location. Yay, Harley. Good work, man. Hard work pays off. And Benjamin Starkey says, hey, a long time no see. Well, Benjamin, I've been here waiting for you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Now, did I hear right that your gaming convention may not happen in February? Is that true? Send me a PM if you don't want to talk about it here. But otherwise, promote it, my man. Promote it. And congrats, says Amy Hale. Oh, yeah. And I love Mark Twain, says Benjamin. A personal hero. Mine, too. What a great wordsmith and incredibly insightful. And it's amazing that so much of what he said a century and a half ago still resounds today. And he said it with humor. And one of those, like, stop you in your your tracks type of wisdom. So yeah, I grew up on Mark Twain, and I think everyone should. Everyone needs to read Mark Twain. He's got some real wisdom for us all. And Harley Slavic thanks Amy Hale, as do we. Yeah, way to go, Harley. I know you've been working hard towards this. It's good to see this, man. Sell those Spencer Spooks. And Jeffrey Hayes has another clever title pending last night. Thank you, Jeffrey. Amy seems like a really awesome person and talented author. She really is. I sincerely hope that I think you all, in fact, I will put up her thing right now. She said, "You leave my thing alone." Anyway, but no, across the bottom of your screen, AuthorAmyHale.com. Also look for Amy Hale on Amazon. She has and also on Smashboard. She's got a variety of amazing books. I've read some of her books and got a couple that are still in my queue. I've got a lot of books in my queue because I don't seem to get to them as quickly as I'd like. But anyway, please check out her work, Jeffrey. And she might be talking to you. You never know. Anyway, but yeah, definitely check out the work of Amy Hale. And we're going to leave her crawl across the bottom of the screen for just a few minutes, all right? And Brian Rodman says, "Every on my feed is so upset that The Great Pumpkin will not be airing on network TV this year. But that sucks. But we'll be streaming on Apple TV. I mean, people are outraged. Folks, we can buy these specials for $10 at Target. I bought them years ago and watch them every year when we carve our pumpkins. It's not that serious. Thank you for coming to my TED Talks," says Brian Rodman. That's an idea, Brian. Maybe we should do like a rising tide version of TED Talks here. I think. Maybe I'll have my own virtual con where we talk, give you guys a half hour and you can talk about positive stuff in this industry, that you and I and most of y'all here do something creative, something amazing that other people won't get off their fat behinds and do themselves. Although a lot of them talk about it. But Brian Rodman is a great creator and podcaster. And I'd sit down to a TED Talk from you. I really would. I had to consider this, but anyway, Brian, that's great. Yeah, that's an interesting news, and I didn't realize, since I don't watch network TV much anymore. I didn't know they weren't doing that. That was a staple of my youth when I was growing up. Knowing that CBS was going to run The Great Pumpkin. Of course, then again, like you said, it's available for $10 at Walmart. As are a lot of great videos right now. So yeah, well, at least you have a video, and at least you have something to still share with your family, and I think that is a beautiful thing. And Brian Weslow says, "Amy Hale, great stuff last night." Brian, thank you. Amy was amazing last night, as always, and we had some technical difficulties. The sound was off in the early part, and I didn't get her link right away. I've been forgetting that lately. I've been just, I got the show set up. Well, and then like 2 minutes before the show, well, I guess I should tell the guest how to get there, right? But anyway, it was a good show. I was very happy with it, and we almost had to close the show, not getting to some comments, but we finally managed to get in the last few seconds. But it's a great interview last night, folks. It's a couple hours worth your time. It really is. And speaking of someone that's worth my time and beautiful, Sarah, how are you, darling? Hope you're having a great Wednesday morning. Always good to see you, hon. It makes me happy. And Charles at Millhouse, good to see you, hon. I hope you're having a great Wednesday, too. Anyway, he's got some great news here. It's almost time for Pulp Reality #1, an anthology of action-adventure stories by some of the leading creators of New Pulp, including Brian K. Morris, Stephen Burks, Bobby Nash, Charles F. Millhouse, Clayton Merwin, Clyde Hall, Ted Davies, Pete Lutz, Lance Footer, Rick Bradley, Damian Aviles, Kelly Austin, Lawrence Everett, and Candace Kamalieri. Keep an eye on StormgatePress.com for details. Also, please check out the author Charles F. Millhouse page, and we will be sharing information as soon as we get it. Pulp Reality #1, beautiful cover. I have look at I am rubbing elbows with some real giants here. Holy cats. Although I may have to tease Bobby Nash, who will be returning to us an episode of Clever Title Pending next month. I'm really excited about that. He and Jim Beard are going to show up, and they won't need me at all. Talk about getting 3 talkers in the same room. That's going to be dangerous. But no, I just think there's something wrong. It must be 2020 when I know it's alphabetical, but my name comes before Bobby Nash. That's just not right. You know what I'm saying? And Harley Slavic says some people are jerks. I'm sorry, Brian. Yeah, hey, some are. And it wasn't referring to the post last night on someone's Facebook page where someone said a rather derogatory something about a friend of mine. And I don't want to get into it because the post has, or not deeply, because the post has been deleted. Thank you. But no, it was unwarranted. Somebody, went out of their way to say something pretty nasty about somebody that they didn't know. And, to hell with them. And in fact, last night we had someone who I saw was making some potentially, you read ahead. We get the little scroll here on StreamYard where I can see your comments. I mean, I get to them for 20 minutes, but I can see them. And somebody started commenting, and I didn't know who it was. Because our stuff does get searched on YouTube. Thank you very much. Which is why I would love it if you would please subscribe to the channel, because it helps my visibility on there, and we can get more people, and thus we can get more people to hear your message. All right. So it works both ways. #rising tide. But yeah, this person is a jerk. But we had someone else last night who made like 2 or 3 comments in a row, like right next to each other. And you could tell the direction they were going. I think we've had trolls on here before, but this time I was able to cut them off before we could mention their names or post it on the air. So anyway, people are jerks, and there's always somebody who wants to come by and pee in your Cheerios. So we're doing our best to make this a safe spot where we can talk openly, where we can discuss things openly, and do it in a civil manner. So anyway, Carl Wisman says, stuck in Illinois now with the pension and lack of taxes on it. Plus, Aunt Donna wanted this house. Well, it's a beautiful house, Carl. I've been to Carl's house before, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, Aunt Donna got, she hit the jackpot with that, and you. But yeah, I get it. And fortunately, moving to Indiana came at the right time for Cookie and me. If anything, we wish we had known how cool it was over here, and we'd have moved sooner. And it's not so much that Indiana is just that awesome. It's just that Illinois sucks that much. And I was talking with Amy last night, and she said that Illinois may be rolling back some of its, My Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic alerts, that they are going to be putting back restrictions on restaurant and bar attendance, or people that can be in there, and just basically going back a couple phases. And that breaks my heart. But I know that you've had spikes, we've had spikes, but our governor is actually talking about removing mandatory mask wearing. Now I'm still going to do it. Long beyond getting this under control. I don't want to go out without my mask until we have a working vaccine and herd immunity, which is going to require 70% of the population, unfortunately, to either catch it or be inoculated for it. So we still have a ways to go, people, but we will get through it together with humor and with wisdom. And Amy Hale said, they were really great questions. They made me had to think. And yes, this poor drunken woman with technical issues, having to do it not from her regular broadcast area, but due to her Wi-Fi, which was acting up on her, but and also under the influence of the demon rum, which we both love. But yeah, we had a fantastic talk like that. And I love Amy Hale being on, and I love Amy Hale in general, and I love her family. She's fantastic. She's crazy talented. She's a little wacky sometimes. Not that I can throw stones, but it was a fantastic talk. Please take some time and watch Clever Title Pending last night. You'll be glad you did. It was highly entertaining, as is this man here, Eric Hawkins. Morning all. Morning to you, Eric. Hope you're having a great morning, my friend. And not just Eric Hawkins, says Carl Witzman, the Eric Hawkins. Get it right, Brian. And Harley Slavic said, yeah, the best kind of questions. Yeah, I was listening to some of the questions last night thinking, I'm glad I'm not the guest. I probably would sprain something trying to answer them. And Amy's got to agree. That's true. Carl Witzman says, hey there, Sarah. And Sarah goes, hey there, Carl. And Reels and Heels goes, hey, Eric. Hey, Eric. And Christian Basil, there he is. It's Christian Basil. And Facebook.com, The Traveling TARDIS, 1/4 of the way to 40K Facebook subscribers. Live recordings tonight, cosplaying and costuming during COVA. Or excuse me, let me do it again. Cosplaying and Kava something else. Anyway, cosplaying and costuming during COVID with special guest Yaya Han. Holy cats, dude. And then Friday, the special guest is Paul McGann. Then Tuesday on the 27th is a live special Doctor Who performance with Phantasmagoria. Oh my God, they're awesome. Hey, honey. My honey just walked. Did you hear Yaya Han?
I'm jealous.
Oh, Cookie is jealous. We met Yaya Han a number of years ago in Chicago.
Yeah.
She's a delight. She's gorgeous, too. And so is Yaya. I had to say that because my honey's in the next room. Mwah.
Love you.
Love you, honey. Yeah, but anyway, Christian, holy cats. When you invite me on the show, you must feel like you're slumming now. But anyway, please check it out. All of this for free entertainment, folks. You got to check out Phantasmagoria, an amazing steampunk horror, occult, paranormal, dance and entertainment troupe. They are amazing. I am a huge fan of their broadcasts. They are, it's just when they come on the screen, man, I am there for the duration. It is riveting what they do. So creative. I love those guys. And Paul McGann, of course, I'm a huge fan of Paul McGann. He's amazing. So hashtag become part of the legend. Check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And please, Nevermorians, I implore you, subscribe to his YouTube channel and give his Facebook page a like so that he can get to 40K subscribers on that. And while you're at it, please go to my Facebook or my YouTube page and give us some love too. I would really appreciate that. But man, and hashtag bring Cookie home. Thank you, Christian. We love you, man. We love you, brother. And hashtag catfisting. Don't ask. Brian Wizloff has Reels and Heels Official. Check out that page on Facebook. And like I said, Brian will be our birthday guest this coming Tuesday. Please check out what he does. He's an amazing broadcaster. And Ted Davies, Brian, thank you for all you do. Check out the humanity of Brian on my YouTube channel. People aren't going to believe that I have humanity. You know what I'm saying? But Ted Davies managed to bring out one of the best interviews I've ever done, and it isn't because I'm so awesome, but Ted asks some amazing questions. He's a terrific interviewer. Plus, check out his YouTube channel and give that a subscribe and ring the bell so you'll be notified. He does a monthly cigar appreciation show with our own Carl Witzman, as well as he's been giving us Inktober samples. I've got to catch up on those. And also just general talks and great interviews with various creative types. And so please check out Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube, and check out Ted Davies Artistry on Facebook and TedDaviesArtistry.com. And check out Mary Dumas. She's watching now. Mwah, Mary, hope you're having a great morning. So glad to see you here. And we have got to catch up here. And there we go. Ted Davies is ahead of me. Check out Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube and subscribe to that, please. And Magi Jake Lindsay, I keep calling him by his old name, Caretaker, but he's now Magi Jake Lindsay, so the demons don't know him. Anyway, Magic Jake Gospel Magician on Facebook. Please give that a like, too. He's a very talented young man, and we love him. And we love author Kathy Jackson. Mwah! Good morning, Nevermorians. Hugs. Love to you, Kathy and Matt and the whole family. Hope you're having a great morning. Great launch last Saturday, last Saturday of her newest book, written on his heart. His heart. Yeah, I got it wrong so many times that day. I got so excited. I was writing it on their heart, its heart, everyone's heart. You get a writing, you get it written, everyone gets it written, but everyone got it right but me. But anyway, author Kathy Jackson. Also check out Kathy Jackson's books on Facebook. Fantastic group of creators on there. Please check it out and check out the work of Kathy Jackson. She is an amazing romance writer, an amazing friend. Mwah. And Kathy, we're going to be in Carbondale on October 31st, Halloween morning, at Castle Perilous in Carbondale, Illinois, from 10 to 2. Please come see us. All right, we're going to have some book specials to celebrate getting out of the house, and buy two regular books, and I'll knock $5 off the price. And the more you buy, the worse my math gets. And anyway, it'll be so good to see my friends. Anyway, Kathy, letting you know we're in the area. Amy will be there too, and probably Rick Bradley, and we're all thinking about getting some sort of meal if the restaurants are open by then. But anyway, love you, Kathy. Mwah. Hope you're doing well. Please check out Kathy's brand new book, Written on His Heart. It's a fantastic book, although I haven't read it yet, but I know it's Kathy Jackson, so I know I'm going to be entertained. And that was extremely read. That was excellently read. Thank you, Benjamin. I'm glad to. We got a little experience doing this. Yeah, we had one guest, Russell Allen. I got to check up on him. Russell Allen has a book and a graphic novel coming out called Xenonenite Titan. And his website is xenonenitetitan.com. And he's like, how do you keep reading that so easily? I'm like, 3 times a week, I'm practicing my Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter Pandemic. I can do that stuff. Of course, what is it? We had Larry with Niobe Comics on a few months ago during the first indie event, and I could not say Niobe to save my life. I had it in here, but coming out, it just did not work. And shut up, Christian. And so I was struggling with that. Unfortunately, Larry will still talk to me after mangling his comic book name. But anyway, what can I tell you? But Brian Wenzoff says this. Anyway, thank you, Benjamin, for the compliment. This Saturday on Reels and Heels, says Brian Wenzoff, will be discussing wrestling factions, everything from the Fabulous Freebirds to the Four Horsemen to DX and the NWO. This will be a very fun wrestling episode. I will definitely have to catch that because that's my classic era there. You know, the Freebirds and the Horsemen, NWO. NWO is when I started tuning out on professional wrestling. But yeah, I remember them. You know, the Bobby Heenan family, I think it was called at one point, with the Blackjacks and a couple other wrestlers. You know, just some of these guys had stables, and it was a really fun time for professional wrestling. So check out the work of Brian Wenzoff. Watch Reels and Heels, and really, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a really good broadcast. And Trevor Hawkins, hello, Trevor. How are you this morning, my friend? Hope all is going well. Christian Basil says, I run a tight ship. Brian, you watch the show with your eyes open, right? Every time. Anyway, eyes wide shut, you bet it. And it's certainly tighter than mine, because you do, I need to set up like a timer or something so that I can, every 15 minutes I can run a spot for, something on here. I can get something sold. I'm not saying it has to be myself, but.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, the first in the trilogy. Check it out. Book 2 will be out in 2021, but don't wait until then. Get yourself some Volcana with that beautiful Trevor Hawkins cover. You'll love it. Anyway, thank you very much. And we are joined now by royalty himself, Mr. John B. Pica. Good morning, Multiverse. Good morning, Citizen Pica. Hope you are feeling better. Are you feeling better, John? I am feeling so much better. Good. Finally, still coughing, but I feel about 90%. John, that is, oh man. You had me worried for a while, brother. John has, well, let's just say he has built up the antibodies for the myelocirrhosis by unfortunately contracting it. But we're glad you're better, John. And seriously, man, was worried for you. Seriously was. Hope you're doing well, my man. And hope you're having a good morning, my friend. And check out johnpica.com for all this guy does. And check out his Patreon page, Impossibilist. It is fantastic. Just a couple dollars a month is going to get you a wealth of reading entertainment. You'll love it. And Keith Brown, my devilish friend, how are you this morning? Good to see you, my buddy. And I should be getting through your book soon. I should be. Your cartoon book. I'm looking forward to that. That's my reward for meritorious behavior. All right, Sivak, I started writing a story. Hopefully I can finish it. Harley, brace yourself for the sermon. See, starting it, you know something? I want you to be proud of yourself. Just starting the story. If you have written it down, you have done something that thousands of people talk about every day. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write my story. I've got an idea for a short story. And that's as far as they get. Just yak about it. But if you put it down on paper, if you type it into a computer and hit that save key, you know what? You're light years ahead of a lot of other people. And so the thing is now, finish it. That puts you in a class unto yourself. And then get that thing edited. Let's find you a market for it or publish it yourself. There's plenty of help around you. You've got Nevermorians to ask for advice. And Harley, I am proud of you. I really am. So finish that story. Make us proud. In fact, just a thing, my Patreon page, not to piggyback on it, but I'm not above it. My Patreon page, we released a blog entry yesterday about National Novel Writing Month in November. And we've only got a couple weeks left in Preptober, unfortunately. But there's still time to get your plot together and do some research. And starting November 1st, write about 1,700 words a day. That way, by the end of the month, you'll hit 50K words, 50,000 words. That's a novelette right there, people. And all it is don't worry about editing. Don't worry about polishing. Just type that sucker out and get it down and save it. And because you can't edit and you can't sell what you don't write first. So there's your lesson for you. So finish that, Harley. Keep us posted on your progress, brother. So very cool of you. I'm glad and happy for you. And Brian Robbins says, everyone check out the new episode of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast with author Tony Doug Wright of Source Point Press. We had a blast hanging out with him and talked about a plethora of indie comics goodness. Head on over to YouTube, check out Brian Robbins' page and on YouTube, and definitely give that a like too. He needs more subscribers too. He is woefully undersubscribed to, as am I. But while you're at it, look for Brian K. Morris. But anyway, definitely check out the Dastardly Dingoes podcast. I was on last week, and it was a fantastic experience. And Brian Robbins is a great interviewer, so please check out his work. And I saw it, and I've got it in my queue to watch today. Tony Doug Wright is an even fancier dresser than I am. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, check it out. Nick Talker, good to see you, brother. Good morning. Pardon the late arrival. Hope everyone is holding up well. Nick, we are doing well. Had the joy of talking to your lovely wife, Amanda. Pick up Amanda Talkert's books on Amazon. Also, Nicholas Talkert has a book or two there, too. You're going to need it. You're going to love it. Also, check out his YouTube channel, The Historical Fencing Guild, every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, where he teaches you how to kill each other safely with bladed weapons. Anyway, Nick, you're worth waiting for, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope all is well. Magi Jake Lindsay says, I had to turn down 2 gigs because of how many shows I have coming up. Oh, damn the bad luck, dude. Pardon me while I don't feel very sorry for you. No, isn't it great to be in a position where you have to turn away opportunities or postpone them? I'm sure you can reschedule them. But yeah, it's like I tell people that I'm busy as hell and I can't get to everything I want to or help everyone that I want to. But there was a time a few years ago when nobody cared how much time I had on my hands and could help them. But now people reach out, and it's kind of, to whom much has been given, much is expected. And I relish that, and I appreciate that. So it's an honor to have to be able to pick and choose what you do. So, and also I see Catherine Shaft Stump has joined us. Catherine, mwah, good to see you. Good morning. Put in a link to your work, Catherine, would you please? In fact, everyone, if you want to promote yourself, please do. And haven't talked to this gentleman in a long time, and I'm glad to see you back. Louis Lawner, let me get back to your comment here, because I just got a bunch of, and I'm so far behind, I apologize, people. Hope you haven't left yet. And hello and good morning. Still spending time with my superhero characters as I continue work on my YA series set in the Pacific Northwest. It is interesting how many stories I have put together since the pandemic began. Yeah, I know, Louis, that's the thing. I mean, I have had, my actual writing time has been a little impaired, as has a lot of us, simply from the psychic pressure of the events going on around us. But my plotting muscles are like Olympian level. In fact, I just came up with an idea yesterday for a kaiju series that I'd like to maybe do as comic books, and that's exciting. Or I may write them up as prose, but either way, I came up with this idea, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. So anyway, at least we have something to work on, right? But anyway, Louis, it's good to see you, man. Haven't talked to you in ages. Hope all is well with you. And Grant Lankard, good morning to you, my friend, my new friend. Hope you are doing well. Put your link into if any work you've got going, Grant, please, please, please. And it was really fun having you last night, says Carl Witzman. Drank. Yeah. And it was fun being had by 200-300 people at once. Let's move on, please. And greetings
From hell.
And there we go. Check out The Wages of Sin, a great cartoon series. And Keith Brown's also got some books with his characters. Please check them out on Amazon. All right, you'll be glad you did. And John B. Pica is building up his strength and endurance to dive back into producing League of Impossibilists content at patreon.com/impossibilists. Check it out. Look for John B. Pica on Patreon. I'm a supporter. I am a supporter. Full disclosure here. And anyway, please check him out. Also, like I said, check out Patreon. There's some really cool people on there, like Bobby Nash, League of Impossibilists. Myself, Brian K. Morris, all lowercase, one word, to aid your search. And we are filling our pages with content. And like I said, right after the first of the month, we're going to put up chapter 4 of our flash fiction, our first draft flash novel. And it's coming together. It is coming together. And that's what we're going to be working on during NaNoWriMo, during National Novel Writing Month. We are participating again this year. Now, another thing I should say about, which you'll see if you go to my blog on Patreon, why there are benefits to coming through on this. If you hit the 50K mark, well, not only will you be recognized, you have to log in at nanowrimo.org. But that's a painless process. You put up your work that you're working on, and it kind of, you publicly announce it then, and you kind of commit to it. Plus, please sign up for the Rising Tide Publications page on Facebook, because this year, that's where we're going to share our progress reports. I will be posting every day in November what progress I made or didn't make. I had some days where I think I typed something like, I got some typing done every day until I finished the first draft of Aquatic, Love Above the Waves. But some days, I remember I only had like 200 words, which, it's kind of a, like, okay, I'll do better tomorrow, I promise. So anyway, John, we're glad you're feeling better, getting it back to where, the focus back to you where it belongs. John is an incredibly creative guy, and we need you in this world, John. You bring a lot of joy to a lot of us. So please check out the work of John B. Pica. Go to johnpica.com and check out all of his stuff. Anyway, Brian Winslow says there's a YouTube channel, and that's his YouTube page. And please, go and subscribe to that. Give it some love. And Amy Hale says, I hope everyone enjoyed the gratuitous cat behind from Mocha. Yes, Amy Hale's cat, Mocha, decided that Amy didn't have the star power enough to carry my show last night. And so we got a grand view of Mocha cleaning herself and shaking her moneymaker at the camera last night. And Amy, like the pro she is, totally ignored Mocha, which was fun to see. So anyway, check out last night's clever title pin. You will dig it. Is Superman your fave? I have no idea why you would say that, Grant. It's like it's a total mystery. I conceal my love of the Man of Steel so well. I have a great love of Superman. One, because he is the prototype superhero. I mean, they named the genre after him, superhero. And he's written so many incredible stories, had so much, the best of the best do his adventures over the many years, the 80 years he's been around. And 80 plus years now. And no, I wasn't here for all of them. And he's an inspiring character because he has the near powers of a god, and yet, to us at least, and yet he spends it selflessly, helping others. If that isn't rising tide, what the hell is, right? But yeah, I have a great love of Superman. Superman the movie is one of my favorite films ever. There's just a lot there in Superman that I think a lot of people, especially now in this cynical age, don't see the way I do, and I wish that were different. But anyway, Nick Tockert has a link to his Amazon page. Nicholas Tockert, please check out his work. He's an incredible writer and artist too, and we love on Brian's shows. Yeah, everybody could use a little more of that, couldn't they? I know I could. But anyway, thank you, Brian Wenzel, for not making me say that on the air. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel is here. Thank God. Facebook is fired. Oh, really? Did you give it the proper write-up first, and then first the verbal warning, then the write-up? Joe Dog McKeel's going to be on tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central on Stupid O'Clock. A great show. What's the subject tomorrow night? Hell if I know. So anyway, it's a fantastic, fun show. I love watching. I love heckling, and occasionally I pop in there. So please check out the work of Joe Dog McKeel, and he's got a convention coming up, HoloCon, that's going to be incredibly awesome, and I hear I'm going to be involved. And Trevor Hawkins, the vest is the best. Thank you, Trevor, and thank you, Cookie, for making me look stylish and adorable.
You're always stylish and adorable.
Oh, you're just saying it because I make you lunch.
Well, I'm also saying it because it's the truth.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Love you. That's my honey. Anyway, thank you, Trevor. Thank you. No, this is I'm proud to wear this vest, and I thought this morning I could use a little extra warmth, and you guys could use a little extra eye candy. So here I am. Hi, Christian. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel said they never notified me you were on. Yeah, Joe Dog. I'm sorry they didn't do that, but yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm encouraging people to go to YouTube, and I'm not trying to take a lot of business away from Facebook. That's kind of that kind of defines spitting into the wind. But I will say YouTube, you get a better picture, better sound quality, and we've worked to make ourselves sound and look better. Aside from what we're starting out with, there's only so many miracles I can perform in a day. Give me a break. But yeah, that's why we're encouraging people to go to YouTube as much as possible. One, we can use the numbers seriously because we've got so much content in the pipeline here that I'm excited to do. And we're also looking to do another show. I've just got to get it scheduled. In fact, I've got an idea for several shows. And we may form our own little network here. So we'll see what happens. All right. So please check out the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page on YouTube. There is another Brian K. Morris, and yes, it is me, but it's an old account that I no longer use. In fact, I don't even have access to it. I can't get into it. So please check out Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page, and please, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it so much, and please subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. ring that bell, and you can get notifications when I will be on. Of course, you know I'm on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, and every Tuesday night, Clever Title Pending at 8 p.m., 7 Central. Anyway, I got a lot of girls calling me sweetheart when I had the Frozen mask on, says Mitch I. Jake Lindsay. Don't tell me that didn't do anything for the male ego, right, Jake? If I thought that would work, that'd be all I wear. And Christian is now thinking if he can attach that to his belt. Brian Rodman says, once more, check out the oh so fantastic What the Niche podcast by Andrew Morris. No relation. This week's episode is all about women of horror. It's a great episode that you don't want to miss. Oh my gosh, that is great. That is great. I've got to check that out, Brian. You make that sound like a great podcast. I don't enjoy a lot of podcasts. I really don't. If they're disorganized or it's just, like a couple people in somebody's basement saying the F-bomb every 2 words, that turned me off. But there are a lot of great podcasts coming out. And I will tell everyone that Clever Title Pending is also available on a podcast through iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. So please check it out. I've checked out a couple of our episodes, and I'm very pleased with them. Meredith Loughran does a wonderful job with us. Makes us sound human. Magi Jake Lindsay says, would Cookie be able to make a Frozen 2 themed vest? Magi Jake, yes. Now it's, she pays for, you pay for her time, and but she has ways to save you money on her materials. Contact Carol Cookie Morris. She's my spouse, she's my wife, so you can find her link through Facebook and send her a friend request and then start the dialogue. All right. I pimp for her, then I step out of the way. Joe Dog McKeel says SOC has a cool guest this weekend. Stupid O'Clock, that's what it is. Also check out their Facebook group too. But anyway, Stupid O'Clock has a cool guest this Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Jeffrey Ray Hayes of Plasmafire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna have Jeffrey on my show too. It's like I have a wealth of creative friends that I'll get around to y'all eventually. Just wait, all right? So anyway, we're now planning for January as far as Clever Title Pending goes, which is a great position to be in, like I was saying earlier. So anyway, check out Stupid O'Clock. It is a great broadcast. I love that show. And Joe Dog, do you guys do it as a podcast, just like an audio only thing? If not, I think you should. I think Stupid O'Clock translates well. It really does. And Harley Slavic says, I have been on the waiting list for a building since January. Yeah. Well, getting real estate in the right place, location, at a reasonable price is a waiting game, dude. I understand completely. Jeffrey Hayes, tomorrow evening I'll be a guest on Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel and friends. Hope you can join us at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central on Facebook and on YouTube, where the picture and sound is better. Jeffrey, I plan to be there, brother. I am going to be there and give you a hard time. I mean, listen to every word you say with rapt fascination. Amy Hale said, you leave my thing alone. I spit out my drink. I'm sorry, Amy. But I'm just fussy about who handles my thing. You know what I'm saying? I think everyone should be a little more conscientious about who you allow to grasp your thing. All right. Now, Christian, of course, how can I stop the man? He's a dynamo, I swear, every damn day. Anyway, thanks, Brian. Thank you, Harley. Always glad to see you here, brother. And the vest is cool. Thank you, Harley. I appreciate that. And so does Cookie. I heard none of the Charlie Brown holidays will be on network TV and that they're all sold out in stores. Oh, my God. Oh, that's sad. On one hand, that's sad, though. But on the other hand, though, it means that people are buying it, and that's the way. That's one of the specials. I mean, all the holiday specials from Charles Schultz, you can watch those any time of the year. I mean, I listen to Christmas music in the summer. I'll listen to Halloween music in the spring. I love Halloween music. We were in Hannibal, Missouri. This would have been about 20 years ago or so. Cookie and I, and there was a little bistro / arts studio in the Mark Twain, classic Mark Twain area. And we got there on Halloween Day, and he was handing out free CDs with we had lunch there, and he was handing out free CDs, and he found an old album of big band Halloween music. I've never heard "I Put a Spell on You" by Screamin' Jay Hawkins done up with a big band flavor to it. Beautiful album. We still have it. And he had tacked on also the theme to the movie, the Steve McQueen movie, The Blob, at the end. Beware of the blob. It creeps. And it's a really fantastic song. It's a fun song. And I believe we put it in my CD player in my Saturn, and it stayed there for a month. And I think about 2 months, actually, because we kept playing it over and over and over. So it was a good time. It was a real good time. OMG, Trevor Hawkins. Holy crap. That's genius. I am writing that down. When we do our that's in the back of my mind, it's kind of shaping up. Like maybe we can do a 1-day mini convention of positivity. Who might be up for that? We might be reaching out to some of you, but a day of talking about creativity with a positive flair, not, this sucks, this stinks. But, here's what, we got through 2021 or 2020. Let's hope we do. The robots haven't risen up yet. But getting through 2020, let's have maybe who's up for a 1-day celebration of just surviving the whole year, I think it'd be fun. Harley Sivek says, I can order the Great Pumpkin Special for you. Sold out in stores, but Harley Sivek can get it. Send him a message or email him at harleysivek@gmail.com. If interested, hashtag cheap plug, the best kind. And there are folks like Michaela Jade who don't care what kind of plug-in you get her, as long as you give her a good plugging. Anyway, Joe McKeel says, Stupid O'Clock has a cool guest this Thursday, Jeffrey Ray Hayes of Plasmafire Graphics. Definitely check it out. And go to plasmafiregraphics.com for more on what he can do for you. What can Plasmafire Graphics do for you? Something like this.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Want to hear some scary stories for Halloween? Check out the Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove. Want to learn how to write horror comics and to get into the writing field, period? Check out the Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove. It's a great book available on Amazon, and you'll love it. I'm sure you did. I did, and I wrote it. And Harley Slavik says it was a staple of my childhood also. Yeah, I mean, I was in single digits when they started broadcasting it. I loved it. I love that show. Still do. And Amy Hill, thank you. Well, thank you. And you leave my thing alone, says Brian Rodman. That's when Christian died. And Nick Talker says, Brian makes a great point. The reliance on streaming materials gets funky when the net gets dodgy. This is why I still cling to print media. Yeah, I mean, I get it. The tactile experience of reading a book as opposed to like a Kindle or something, I totally get it. Although when I had a Kindle, I now read on my iPad, but when I had a Kindle, I got one of those covers that I could open like a book. And so I still had that experience. And yeah, there's nothing like that smell of an old book, but I've never been reviewed. I've never seen a review of any book, actually, not just mine, but anybody's, that said, the prose was sloppy, the plot was incomprehensible, the cover was hideous, but I loved how it smelled. You know, I've never read that one. I've seen a lot of reviews where it said that book stinks, but that's about it. And speaking of people that don't stink, though, there is Rick Bradley. Good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Rick. Hope you are having a great day. Check out the work of Rick Bradley. I know he's going to promote it now because that's what he does, and he's awesome at it. And hope to see you on Halloween Day when I go to Castle Perilous in Carbondale, Illinois at 107 West Main. I haven't been there in about 2 years, so I'm looking forward to my peeps showing up. And I'll be there with Nathan Bonner, great writer, artist, and animator. Fantastic guy. And we're going to have some fun, and Cookie will be with me. And it's going to be a good time. We will have fun. So please check it out. Plus, we'll be running book specials. It's going to be a great time. Heartless Ivic says, we have a Charlie Brown Christmas for sale. Contact me if interested. He has 3 copies in stock. Hey, folks, if you don't own a copy of that, I'd love it if Harley could report before the end of this broadcast that he's sold out. Brian Rodman, our version of TED Talks could be the Never Clever Talks. Ha! Oh, I'm writing that down, dude. I am so writing that down. Never Clever Talks. Yeah, but if I get somebody like you there, Brian, it's going to be clever. That's kind of a given, dude. Thank you for the idea, man. That is great. It's starting to form in my head, which is a dangerous place to be. Wow, seeing my name among such amazing creative people is making my eyes sweat. Yeah, it's just sweat. Thank you, Charles. Yeah, it's like I said earlier, I'm listed. I know it's alphabetical, so it's inevitable, but I'm listed above Bobby Nash. There is just something fundamentally wrong in the universe when that occurs, because Bobby Nash is an incredible writer. Brian Ryan, or Rising Tide Talks. I'm here all week. You can't threaten us like that. No, that's good too. I like that. In fact, I think I like that better. That'd be a better theme. John B. Pica, speaking of comics, over the last 4 or 5 weeks of COVID, I discovered mail order through tfaw.com. I've seen them, yes. I get my comics a week later, but I pay $1 less per book. Now, there's something to be said for that. Yeah, and here's something. What is it? DC Comics, during the start of the COVID, was they didn't say pencils down like Marvel did. They kept their foot on the accelerator, and when Diamond Distributor, who up till like a couple months ago had been the exclusive distributor to all North American comic shops, and Dana Beatty, I saw you sneak in there. Dana, good to see you, my friend. Hope all is well in Iowa with you, sir. Good to see you. But anyway, DC said, well, if Diamond isn't going to distribute us, we're going to find someone who will. So they got 2 outfits, one out of Indiana, one out of New York, to distribute their wares. And I understand that they not only have are letting one of those distributors go. So there is a new single distributor of DC Comics in North America. Now, DC will still be dealing with Penguin for their graphic novel lines and paperbacks, and with Diamond UK for their European distribution. But America, they've got one single distributor, and it isn't Diamond. And they have also enforced a $500 minimum monthly order on their books, which is the first time any publisher has set minimums. Now, Diamond has set it, a lot of distributors from the past set minimal order amounts to prevent somebody like me, for instance, saying, well, I only order 3 books a month, so I'm setting up a Diamond account so I can get them for 50% off. No, that's not how it was going to work. But I noticed a lot of people were up in arms about that 500. Well, how dare they establish 500? That's a lot of books. No, it's based on the cover price. And I think most comic shops, depending on their volume, will get it from anywhere from 35 to 50% off the retail suggested price, which is what DC is basing that on. So they're basically being allowed to order potentially $250 worth, pay for $250 worth of comics. And if they can't sell $250 worth, if they can't get $250 worth of DC comics that they can sell, why are they in the business? That's my thing. But if anyone wants to talk about that, that's the stuff I want to talk about on the upcoming comic show that we're going to do. And speaking of people who are in Pulp Reality #1, and someone who always makes me happy when she's here, Candace Kamalieri. Mwah! Candace, how are you doing, darling? You look beautiful, as always. Anyway, check out the work of Candace Kamalieri. She's got a art page on Facebook, and she does amazing work. So she does commissions, so please check her out. She's amazing, and I can't wait till the shows start again. So, because I miss you, hun, and I need some hugs. Kathy Jackson says, if you have a Goodreads account, please add Written on Her Heart to your to-be-read list. Goodreads deleted the original link. Well, Goodreads, and a GR librarian told me the book needs 10 people to shelve it. Oh, Kathy, I'll take care of that this afternoon. Kathy Jackson, Goodreads. Okay, yeah. All right. Done. And everyone who has a Nevermorians, please, I'm calling on, I ask a lot of you, don't I? But anyway, if you can, please, if you have a Goodreads account, please go over there and put Kathy Jackson's book on your to-be-read list, okay? It helps her out. I didn't realize this. I will have to promote that too. Brian Winslow says, I know the great folks here will be asking me questions, but I do have some great topics to talk with you about, including streaming versus physical media and the whole Hollywood movie theater stuff. I'm so excited to join you and converse. I am too, Brian. But I also want to get people to talk to you about your broadcasting, dude, because you do such a good job. And this is a chance for them to learn from you. So we'll just do it. We'll just do it both ways. All right. Now I may have you have your way for a while, but in the end, I'll dominate. If we aren't too tied up. Oh, I'm drowning. Anyway, Carleen from YouTube says, maybe here is when I mentioned I was this close to moving to Florida with the company I was working for when I fell in love with a certain Illinois employee. Oh, but Carly, it was never meant to be with us, But anyway, no. I understand that. And you made a good choice there. He's a good honey. But anyway, yeah. Well, and I understand moving when you fall for someone. I mean, when Cookie and I were seeing each other, I talked to her about moving to Indiana back then, but she wanted to move to Illinois because she had plans to attend the University of Illinois, which didn't happen, but it all worked out in the end. And it worked out for you, I'd say. This is great. You got somebody down the hall who will go out on Sunday and buy you a crack. And Horace Slavic has a link to his internet movie database page. The man has a page on the IMDb. Check it out and hire him. He's available. All right, for acting jobs. And last Friday, says John B. Pica, the CDC issued a report that 80% of people who contracted COVID wore masks regularly, and John was one of them. It seems masks are ineffective and mostly symbolic. I would, the thing is, yeah, I've known some other people who have worn masks. Maybe we need to, switch to face shields. Who knows? But masks, I wouldn't say are totally ineffective. And I don't mind the symbolism. I really don't. I think it reminds us all to be cautious. And the thing is, you can't, we are not fully aware of how long it stays active in the air, and it is airborne, which is what we're protecting ourselves from. And I think it has to do with my guess is, and I'm not a scientist and I don't even pretend to be most of the time, but I think it has to do with prolonged exposure. For instance, when you and I were at NonCon, we took our masks off for the selfie. And I never got anything. Of course, there's also something to be said. I am hearing some studies from various university studies that are saying that people are not getting like a full face full of COVID, but many people are getting a little bit at a time, which is kind of like the flu shots. You get a little sample, and from there it builds up the antibodies that you need to fight off a larger dose of the disease. And so I'm thinking, if I didn't catch this a year ago, at the very start of the pandemic, I may be immune to it because I've had slight exposure to it. I mean, who washes out their masks as regularly as they should? I admit I don't. I wear my, I don't go out much though. Is the thing. I'm pretty housebound here. But there's just so much we don't know, John, and I'm so sorry you caught it. I really did. And the thing is, like I keep saying, and you're part of this, that it's getting closer. I mean, to a lot of us, well, not even me, because I had a good friend in the St. Louis area who caught it early on, but I'm seeing friends catch it now, and the circle seems to be moving in, which is why we're having these spikes in some of these outlying areas that were almost seem to be immune from being infected, but now they're catching it too. So at least you survived it, John. And I'm sorry you still feel bad, but it's got to get better, man. It's got to get better. Harley Slavic says, I'm a whiskey guy myself. Harley, I'm not above a little bit of whiskey myself every now and then. It's good for the digestion. And we got some whiskey recently. I got some Fireball. I love Fireball. That stuff I love cinnamon and I love good whiskey. And this was awesome. We also got, what was it? Jack Daniel's Honey, I think it was.
Jack Daniel's Apple too.
And Jack Daniel's Apple, that was a lot better than I really thought it would be. But then it's Jack Daniel's; they make good stuff. Yeah, we may have to get more soon. If I sell a lot of books at Carbondale, I'll buy you some hooch. How's that?
You're always willing to buy hooch.
I am. I'm willing to help you drink it too. That's the kind of husband I am.
Yes, you are.
Anyway, today's trolls are the drunken heckler of the past. It's nothing new, says Carl Witzman from YouTube. Yeah, I've got to agree. And that's why if you check out the work of a comic on YouTube named Steve Hofstetter. And he is famous for shooting down hecklers. And he's kind of like me, shoots about 6 inches below the waterline. So it's a joy to watch. And just easier to toss them out now. It is. And like I said, I think I may have had one last night. But you guys will never know it. On Clever Tile Pending, we kind of snoozed him. I'm going to go back later and review the tape. And if he's nasty, you'll never have to worry about him again. I will block it. That's a nice thing. StreamYard has some great blocking tools. So if you get trolls in your broadcast, you can pop them like a zit. You know what I'm saying? And greetings, Eric Hawkins, says Harley Slavic. And I agree. Greetings, Eric. And in my area, says Magi Jake Lindsay, it's really safe. Granted, the virus is out there, but I'm in an area surrounded by fields with less people, so I'm safe. You're safe while you're there, dude. But when you interact, you got to be cautious, and the thing is, we took as many precautions as we could during non-con, but the thing is, John had it beforehand somehow, and who knows how it happened. It could be just one careless moment, right? That's what I'm banking on. And Reels and Hills from YouTube says, I've had the Charlie Brown Blu-rays for years, and I understand why Apple did what they did this year. It's in such, wide circulation, I could see why they would let it drop. But on the other hand, it's, of course, I don't think they run the Wizard of Oz anymore. You could always rely on CBS to run the Wizard of Oz and the Charlie Brown holiday specials. And it's kind of like we're losing something from the past here. Trevor Hawkins says, I have to say there's an old school warm fuzzy feeling to watch a Charlie Brown special when millions of other people are engaged in the same viewing experience. Yeah, there is kind of a community with that, isn't there? That's a very good point, Trevor. And Harley Slavic says, what do you get when you put CDP, a CTP, a PC, and Christian together? One scared man. That's true. Clever Tile Pending, a computer and Christian Basil together, and me. I do my part. But no, and definitely check out Clever Tile Pending last night with Amy Hale. She was a delight, and there was a lot of good stuff to unpack. Clever Tile Pending, if you're a note taker, can be a bounty for you. So there's good information to be had, and it'll be even more so this week with Brian Wensloff showing up on Tuesday night. So please check us out. All right, Brian Rodman says, when there are lengthy comments, Brian, you look like Wilson from Home Improvement. Heidi ho, neighbor. Yeah, I do, don't I? I think people put that in for that reason, just to see if they can cover up my gob. Well, I am introduced each Thursday on Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition as the Eric Hawkins. Universal Monsters this week. Oh, that's my jam. I gotta watch. I actually may have to watch you for once, the Eric Hawkins. Well, I have been remiss, Eric. I am sorry I have not treated you with the majesty your name requires The? Do your friends just call you the? Anyway, hoping to have the Eric Hawkins back on one of my shows someday. The clever title pending. Anyway, as they should, the Eric Hawkins. Oh, Eric, I think we've just opened up the door to taunting you now. As if that's a difference, right? Well, the Rick Bradley says, so if everyone would give me all the positive energy they can, I submitted a summary and excerpt of a story to Games Workshop publishing arm, the Black Library. Fingers crossed they like it. Oh, Rick, please keep me posted on that, brother. I so want to see that. I really do. Ernie Winland, so you joined us. Glad to see you, sir. Hope your morning's going well, brother. Hope everything's going well. Love to you and the family in East Central Illinois. Yeah, seriously, that's quite a step for you, Rick. Good work, man. You are on fire. And Eric Hawkins says, Illinois restaurants opened 2 weeks ago and people flocked to them the very same day. It was crazy. Yeah, I think you guys were a step or two behind us in Indiana in so many ways. Some restaurants here had a flurry of people showing up. And like I said, kudos to our mayor here in Lafayette. He rented or bought some picnic tables, and on Saturday and Sunday, they actually block off parts of Main Street and put these benches in front of the various restaurants so that people can enjoy the restaurant food and still maintain social distancing. It's a genius move. We've got a fantastic pizzeria downtown named Professor Joe's. Magnificent food there. But unfortunately, the seating there, it is impossible to socially distance. You're practically sitting on each other's laps, which is a good way to make friends, by the way. I've driven by on those the weekends, and the benches are packed with people because we're ready to get out. I think we're at the point now we really need the in-person social interaction, which is why I'm so eager to be at Castle Perilous on the 31st. So please support your local restaurants, seriously, and if possible, get 2 orders. Take one, eat one there, take one home, because it helps the restaurant and it gets you a good meal. Anyway, poor Carly has it so hard, says Carl Witzman. Oh yeah, you can hear her unbearable suffering in every utterance, and ooh, I will have to tune in. Yes, you do, John. Seriously, it sounds like fun. Any Kickstarters, please leave a link in the comments if you are watching live. That would be cool. Yes, our Kickstarter is far from ready yet. And yep, Eric. So now we'll have wave 4 of My Sharona hum song. Yeah, it was funny. I watch and this is funny. I don't think I mentioned this to Cookie. But the latest Ask a Mortician with Caitlin Doherty, I love that channel. She talks about humanizing the death process and the funeral home process. And she has bits of history from the past dealing with death and how we have handled it as a society. And in her latest one, there was an incident of a young 20-year-old woman who was declared dead at her home. I mean, lifeless. And the thing is, she was taken to the funeral home, and because she had some physical ailments, she had cerebral palsy, I believe, they didn't do an autopsy on her, thank God. So they took her straight to the funeral home, and the person who was working the funeral home that day noticed that the girl was breathing. So there is a lawsuit in the offing, and the guy who's doing it is Gregory Feger. Now, if you're a Knack fan, if you love My Sharona, you're a Knack fan. I love the Knack. And that is the brother of the late lead singer and co-songwriter Doug Fiegler. They interviewed the lawyer for the segment. But anyway, that's a bit of gratuitous trivia that will never get you drinks. Anyway, Carly sticks her tongue out at Carl. Save that for later, lovebirds. And Brian Wesloff, you're welcome to be a guest if you are feeling better. Yeah, check it out. Check it out, John. And thank you, Brian. Thank you, Harley. Always glad to. And John B. Pike, Brian, PM me with details. We could make that happen. Yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk, brother. And I gotta get you on some shows too. And whoa, man, we are woefully behind on this show. So please excuse us as we try to catch up. All right, sorry about that, folks. But you've been fascinating this morning. OMG, I just got stumped on a first grader's English homework. Says Carly, I'd say have another cup of coffee. You're running at a deficit. And Rick Bradley says, with Halloween coming up, it's a perfect time to try out a new horror story. Order the introduction to Rick Bradley's Eden Falls trilogy, Marvin's Night Out, available now on Amazon in paperback and digital format. I think you should. He's a great writer. And say it ain't so, Carly. Or say it isn't so, Carly, because Carl is the model of good grammar there. And Keith Brown says, happy Halloween, and check out the Halloween book on Facebook. A great page there with the work of Keith Brown. He is funny. He's a funny little devil. And Amy Hale for a spooky read. Check this one out, The Nightmare Collective, edited by Jennifer Thompson, with some great authors, including the one and only Rick Bradley, Jolene Naylor, Douglas Deck, Jen Thompson, and myself. So if you like my work, check it out. It's a really good book. Thank you, Amy Hale. You're awesome. And wish I could, Carl, says Carly. Harley Sivik says, the teaser trailer for Technically Alive, a movie I am in, is on YouTube on Ken Carpenter's YouTube channel. Also on my Harley Sivik Aspiring Actor Facebook page. The movie has a Toxic Avenger actor in it. Won't say who. You have to check out the trailer and find out who it is for yourself. Very cool, very cool. And Rick Bradley says, for more horror goodness, check out the Tales of the Weird and Strange on Amazon, edited by Lawrence Everett and with work by Rick Bradley and Charles F. Milhouse and other great authors, Paul Ruth. Please check that book out. I picked up my copy on Saturday at Kokomo Con, and so we're looking forward to it. And Robin Porter Cataret. Sorry, I mispronounced your name, Robin. Glad to see you here. Hope you're having a good morning. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Much love from the heartland here. And Cindy Kemp says, yay for break time. How y'all are? I'm fine, and I'm sorry I'm running so far behind. I hope you're still on break. I know it won't be, but and for super stories, go to Smashwords and look for Brian K. Morris. Thank you, Cindy Kemp. CKOEPP.com. Check out Cindy Kemp's work too, especially Animal Eye, her brand new release. Harley Sivik says, I'm looking for acting work. Send me a message or email me at harleysivik@gmail.com. There's his internet database page, and his contact info is there also if you have IMDb Pro, and you should. And Carl Witzman, how did they catch the pickpocket at the convention? He was caught laughing at Brian's Superman wallet. Hey, that wallet carries dignity with it, sir. It is the wallet of steel, not STEAL, though. And here, too, on Amazon. Thank you, Cindy. I love you. And please check out Cindy Kemp's work, not only on Amazon, but also bearpublications.com. She has a wealth of incredible work, and some of it is on sale right now, so please check it out. And Carly mocks Carl with her laughter. And then Cindy says, you might even find something interesting there. I think you will, especially Cindy Kemp's work. She is an amazingly imaginative author and a great wordsmith. I don't know what the female version of that would be, or we'll make it non-gender specific. How's that? Ted Davies says, have a great day, kids. Green room. Ted working on the greenhouse for the Chrisser. Anyway, glad to see you, Ted. Thank you for being here, brother. And we will be checking out the Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube and on Facebook because you're awesome. Also, TedDaviesArtistry.com. Have a fantastic day, my friend. And Cindy Kemp says, snazzy sleeveless jacket, # bring cookie home. Yes, thank you, darling. Thank you. Yes, I feel elegant wearing it. I'll have to wear it with some of my new jackets. And take care, says Harley Slavik. And you look great on my 50-inch 4K TV, Brian. Not that he's bragging or anything, and not that size matters, but I deserve the big ones. Anyway, shut up, Christian. So, anyway... Thanks, Brian. Anyway, Cindy Kemp says, last night I finished plotting Freelance Words as a serial. Yes. I plan to write it during Nano. If I rig a Patreon, it'll go there. Excellent, Cindy. That's the key. You can do it as a first draft like I'm doing. And I love your comments on my work so far. And we're going to post chapter 4 on my Patreon page in a couple weeks. So, and if I get far enough ahead at NaNoWriMo in November, I will probably go up to twice a month on posting comments on that, because I'm really happy with the way it's turning out, and I hope everyone that reads it is too. So check out my Patreon page. I really encourage Patreon. It's a good place to get your tribe there. And Carl Witzman, wait a minute. Brian doesn't like podcasts where someone is dropping the F-bomb every 2 minutes? No, just because Brian does that in real life, it doesn't mean I want to hear it. It's like I just think for one, I'm limiting my audience if I were to swear profusely like I do in real life. I am not very well behaved in that regard, but I just feel it's limiting, and I can do better. So I am trying to fix my language in real life. I have been bad, and I am trying to get better. On the matter of Patreon, says Cindy Cap, you need to go there and support cool people like Brian K. Morris. Thank you, darling. Nicholas Anthony Tucker, Stephen Rowland, Frozen Creek Studios, who will be running at the end of the show Cindy Cap's trailer, and it is a beauty. It really is. Bobby Nash and the League of Impossibilists. Yes, just $1 a month makes a difference to a creator. It is so encouraging and so empowering that I do, recommend, Patreon. And plus, it's a great way to talk to the creator directly. Whereas, basically, we know what Twitter is. We know what Facebook has, is well on its way to being. And of course, it is this. It is a dumpster fire in the middle of a flood that's about to wash out the railroad tracks just as the train is coming around the bend looking over the crevice. And I dare anyone to tell me I'm wrong. Am I wrong or am I right? Well, we have it from Batman. Did I make a good point, Superman? Oh, see now. There we go. Now Superman's telling me over and over that I said something right. Yeah. Well, thank you, Doctor. I appreciate your approval. I did all right, huh? Thank you, Doctor. That's great. And and of course, everyone thinks if you want a source of wisdom, Nevermind the Furthermore is it, right? Okay, it's enough out of YouTube. I mean, a lot of people like it. I mean, medical people like it. Well, not every doctor thinks it's great, but anyway, we try. So anyway, please, thank you very much, and definitely check out Patreon. I'm becoming more of a believer in it every day, and in my case, and Nick and Bobby and everyone, and John and everyone who is here can talk about theirs. But for just $1 a month, you get a mention in all future Rising Tide publications and audiobooks. All right, how's that for cool? Your name will be immortalized forever. And then also for $5 a month, you get a sneak peek at my latest work, the First Draft Flash novel. Tentatively Ebony Terror, but I'm changing that title. I'm really getting less fond of it as time goes on. I've got another one in mind that I'll probably start using. And but anyway, you get looks at that. Also exclusive episodes of my new blog. Every blog should have a title. And for $10 a month, although I haven't set that up yet, we may be doing something different for that one though. But we're going to be putting out PDFs of our publications on that. So for you to download and enjoy. So anyway, thank you, Cindy Kip. Please check out Patreon and support your favorite creators. Also, Carleen says, Carl, he can't be talking about the Uncle Carl's Secret Humor drunken rant. No. And everyone should we haven't mentioned it this episode. Thank you for bringing it up, Carly. Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page, which is not very much of a secret, but you can sign up as long as you cannot be offended and you have a great sense of humor, because Carly posts a lot of great stuff on there. It gets my day going, and I always click there when I see a notice of that come up because it makes me happy. Harley Slavic says, I want to do a show I would call Behind the Arts with Harley Slavic. If anyone knows networks who have a place to send show pitches, it would be like Stan Lee's The Comic Book Greats, but it would cover all the arts: acting, comics, books, music, printing, animation, more. Well, Harley, you could do it on YouTube or Facebook like I do. And if you use something like StreamYard.com, you can broadcast simultaneously to both platforms. So, in fact, multiple platforms. We go out to 5 different ones every time we broadcast. So, you got to start somewhere, and that's where you work out the bugs in your show there. Seriously. City Cap says, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS is collecting likes. You should go and like it and help Christian Basil get to 40K likes before year's end. Hell, I want him to get to 40K before Thanksgiving. That's my prediction. 40K before Thanksgiving. Meredith Logren and several other people think it is very possible he'll hit it before Halloween. That's a week and a half or so. So let's make Meredith look like a great prophet. Please check out The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I see I've got a smudge on my screen there. But it looked like I was scratching my own nose for a moment. Thank God this isn't a touch screen. But anyway, check The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on Facebook. The Traveling TARDIS is what I think it's under. And also legendoftravelingtardis.com. And become part of the legend and watch great episodes coming up with Yaya Han and Dr. Paul McGann. It's going to be great. Brian Rodman says, finishing up issue 7 of Memoirs of an Angel this week and sending it off to the editors. This issue is action-packed. I'm digging that book. Seriously, BrianRodman.com. What a creative guy here. Check it out, please. In fact, he'll tell you, head on over to BrianRodman.com and check out the horror fantasy series, Memoirs of an Angel, about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race against time and space to rescue a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's like Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. Join the adventure today. Thank you very much. That's a cool book. I've read the first 4 issues. It's great stuff. I'm hooked. Cindy Cap says, haven't seen Charlie Brown holiday stuffs in a long time. You and me both, girl. Yeah, it's been ages since I've seen those, but I've got Jones for it now. Amy Hale says, absolutely, a positive con would be great. Yeah, I'm liking it the more and more I think about it. I need to look at my calendar for January. I'm thinking maybe the first Saturday in January. Let's have a positive con. Let's have a Rising Tide virtual con. Cindy Cap, sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter. You have fewer than 2 weeks before the next one comes out. It is the bomb diggity. Thank you, Cindy Cap. Please go to risingtide.pub and sign up for my monthly Rising Tide newsletter. In fact, look at the crawl, and you'll see it right down there. There's a shortcut to get to the sign-up page. It's free. There is no financial obligation on your part. In fact, we sometimes put in sales on some of our books on Smashwords. Amazon doesn't let us do coupons anymore, so I can't send you there, damn it. Or darn it, I was trying to get better. Sorry. Anyway, but also we have secret links, and we try to bring you some motivation, education, and inspiration with every issue. And the guest editorial this month will be Brian Wensloff. He will be on the Present in Rising Tide this coming week. So please subscribe today, if you would, please. And also go to ckoepp.com for Cindy Cap's newsletter too. Sign up for that. You will be glad you did. Carl Wisman says, I'm sure because we aren't in the basement, Carly. Oh yeah. Or the effing green room this Friday. Well, that's true. Yeah, is this week the Drunken Rant? You got to see the Drunken Rant. It is entertaining. And the green room is fun, too. That's when we all get to play. It's the audience participation part of Carl's page. Nick Tockard says, piggybacking on Trevor Hawkins, Fez talks as a reoccurring short format advice series where the more accomplished among us cover a single useful topic like formatting for print or setting up the best booth or how to price your works. Nick, I'm liking that. I would be glad to host that. But having the more accomplished among us, that lets me out. Dang it. Anyway, but no. Brother, we're talking. We're going to talk. Cindy Cat Blarg, how can I be out of break already? And I haven't even caught up to read this. I'm sorry, Cindy. I have to go back to lurker mode, so don't forget to tip your host. Thank you. And go check out Cindy Kep on Amazon, ckoepp.com, for some sci-fi, fantasy, and game-lit books. And good stuff it is. And in fact, she mentioned tipping your host. Why not? If you like what you see in here, please consider leaving a tip at paypal.me/risingtidebkm. All contributions will be privately and gratefully acknowledged, sincerely. And thank you for your consideration. And every dollar that we get there is going to go towards the improving the look of our books, our publications, and this program. So, and we've already spent a little bit on some upgrades here, and we are so glad. We're glad for your support. Thank you all so much. Amanda Tockert, that's Nick's wife, has 2 books so far and a third on the way. Check her out at Amanda Tockert on Amazon.com. Also check out Nicholas Tockert at the same place. You will be greatly rewarded. Fez Talks. I'm in on the behind the scenes stuff if you need the help. Joe McKeel, thank you, brother. I would welcome your involvement. That would be, I think I could be good for both of our channels don't you think? And the Eric Hawkins says, going live later this month with 4 pages drawn by me on Kickstarter for Cthulhu Invades Oz, a 140-page original graphic novel. I've got to get on board that one. That sounds like fun. And the Eric Hawkins, of course, don't forget, check out Indiegogo, where he's got a store. And you can order the first 2 issues so far of the Zomboful World of Oz, the best comic book of 2019 and 2020. It's holding the title and defeating all newcomers. No, it's a fantastic, really wonderful horror view of the Emerald Kingdom, with a brand new original storyline, and it is really seriously good stuff. The Eric Hawkins is knocking it out of the park. He really is. And Carlene, we aren't even on the ground floor, Carl. Magi Jake Lindsay says, I sent her a request with a message saying I'm interested. Pardon me, had to cough. Yes, Cookie, you will receive a friend request from Magi Jake Lindsay. Remember, we met him at NonCon 5, and he is interested in a lovely and stylish Frozen vest. And the negotiations are opening, so when you get onto Facebook, you'll see that, okay? I'll vouch for him.
You think he's a good guy?
I think he's a good guy.
I think you're right.
There we go. Magi Jake, you got the smile of approval from Cookie. You're in, brother. And the Eric Hawkins now says, going live today with a pinup by me. Lone Wolf is a Cherokee monster hunter. That sounds cool. Looking forward anytime you draw something, brother. I'm so looking forward to it. And looking for a comic distributor, contact UCS Comics Distributor to be a vendor. Very cool. Very cool. And I have used UCS to get DC titles. Now, is that the one that's no longer going to be distributing DC in March or January, rather? I don't remember. But anyway, UCS, I hear nothing but good about them, so definitely check them out. Eric Hawkins says, still in demand with 2 pages from Brian, and I might have another 2 pages in there as well. Check out Hybrids, the Sons of God's Trash Day graphic novel. Now, they've had a totally successful campaign, and I believe, yes, they are. I don't think I'm stealing any news away from Hybrids, the Sons of God's trade paperback announcements, but Luke Stone is going to have, about 12 pages, I think it is, of extra content in the trade paperback. And Eric Hawkins and I have reunited for a story featuring Trash Man and Chlorine. And you have to read it to see. It's going to be great. It looks beautiful. It looks so good. And also Meredith Loughran's first published comic work with Luke Stone. That's going to be fantastic. And I'm looking forward to that book coming out. And Magi Jake, by all means, I'm not against masks, but my dad got it with a mask on also. I've heard that happening. But we still have to be careful, and I would rather wear a mask and be wrong than not wear them. I'd rather say that masks is going to help keep us safer. I guess that would be the term. They never claim to be 100%. There's still a small percentage that can get through the fabric or around it. But I'd rather say it's going to save our lives and wear it and be wrong than not wear it and be even more wrong or be dead. Where would you people be if you didn't have Nevermind the Furthermore in the morning? Good Lord. Where would I be? I'd be dead. Carl Wisman, I'm often on the floor after a couple of chugs of crack. And yeah, I hear you. And I'll be careful when I'm stumbling through. And hey, Brian K. Morris. Hey, Becca Colgrove. Mwah! How are you this morning, darling? Becca's a dear friend from PenCon, and so glad to see you, Becca. Hope you're doing well. Give your mom a hug and tell her to give you one from all of us here. And we do. OMG, it was the worst. I am praying that will be better. Thank you, Becca. I so appreciate you so much. So glad you're here. It makes me happy to see you. And Magi Jake says, at my job, a girl was sick. The workers freaked out. Spreading it was the virus when it was only a cold. She was so embarrassed. Well, at least she got tested, and hopefully, and that's a good thing. But there have been restaurants that have been closed down in our area simply because one or more people caught it. So Joe McKeel from Facebook says, I dose my mask with spray Lysol linen fresh scent every time I take off in the car, then bathe in hand sanitizer. I've been drinking Purell for a number of months, and I haven't caught it yet. Now, see, John, that's probably where you went wrong. You should have It should be internal. And I drink enough Kraken and whiskey and vodka that I don't think any germ could live inside me. I am Mr. Sanitation itself. And Brian, we're all set for the weekend. Regular Kraken, coffee Kraken, Fireball, Sailor Jerry, just to name a few. So by Sunday morning, both Carly and Carl should be blind. Oh man, that sounds good actually. And Becca Colgrove says, "Yeah, peace." Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And go check out Jenna Jacob. All right. I think I may be friends with her. I'm not sure. I should be. And Carl Witzman, I have to go to a Lulu seminar at 11, but I'll try to keep this window open for Brian's algorithms. Carl, thank you so much. It is greatly appreciated. And nice hat. Thank you, Becca. And as you can see, my Fez voted. Yes, we did. We have, despite the best efforts of the GOP head of elections in this state, we are having advance voting, which I urge everyone to do. And I hope yours is as safe as ours. OMG. Everyone wore masks. No one was allowed in without one. And they had the polling machines reasonable distance apart, including some I think were in another room. But yeah, they were 6 feet apart. We did maintain social distancing, and we never came in direct contact with the screen, but instead we were all given a one-ended Q-tip that we pressed on the screen, and it made the magic happen. It was really safe. And they actually had somebody at the end of the thing where you take it's a machine where you put like a credit card in. It has a chip in it, and it records it has the ballot and records your vote on there. Then when it spits it back out when you're done, you take it and you put it in a box where a guy wearing gloves picked it up and rubbed it with sanitizer for our count later on. And algorithms, because that's what it's all about. Carl Witzman knows that. But anyway, Becca Colgrove, thank you for the compliment on our hat. I appreciate that. And Carlene says, and how much of the Kraken have you had this morning, Carl? Probably not enough. He's still able to navigate. And Becca Colgrove says, hey, Cookie.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, see, she says, hey, yeah, she loves you too. And Carlene says, supporting a local restaurant once a week with my bestie, April. Well, that's cool. We tend to do our part for the restaurants too. Especially since we've got a friend who is in a wheelchair. We take her out at least once a week. And she we take her out because she doesn't get out. She lives in Fowler, and it's tough for her to, get to a restaurant. So we bring her to Lafayette or run over into Illinois and just have a little feast. And it's a lot of fun, and we get to catch up every week. And Jeremy Woodring, graphics, art, and editor par excellence, and co-host with Brian Ronman of the Dastardly Dingo's amazing podcast. It's a statistical manipulation. People who wear masks regularly are typically the ones that are getting tested regularly. The ones that don't wear masks typically are not going to get tested unless they need to be hospitalized, which is how John found out. That's how they get 80% of people who contract COVID are masks wearer. That's true. Well, what's the old saying, Jeremy Woodring? Figures lie and liars figure.
No. Figures never lie.
Yeah.
Liars figure. Oh,
figures never lie, but liars figure. Yeah. And I'm not wanting to get political, but I think this whole pandemic on our side has been so botched by the federal government. And I'm not laying the blame at the White House specifically. It's a collective effort, especially when you have idiots in Congress who should be setting the pace, and they're the ones running around without masks and catching it. And a lot of those guys are in a high-risk area, high-risk groups, so they ought to be a lot more careful. But Jeremy Woodring, that's an incredible comment. Thank you, sir, for making it. And John B. Pike, I had to take some calls, but I'm back. Well, then we've been vamping until you could get back, John. Impossible at Patreon. Check that page out. It's great. It really is. Seriously, you did a great job on that, John. And since the pandemic, people were like, well, you can't hug for a long time. I said, screw that. It's worth the risk because girl hugs, says Magi Jake Lindsay. I ain't saying you're wrong, brother. I may be married, but I still own a pulse. But yeah. And Carl Wisman said, Jeremy, it's a good example of how statistics can be deceptive. Yeah. And remember, He says he was joking, but remember the president even said at one point, said, well, I know how one way we can improve our COVID numbers, and that's just not test anymore. So, yeah. And Becca goes, OMG. There's a lot to OMG on today's episode, Becca. Hey, Becca, I don't know if you saw it last night, but Amy Hale was on Clever Title Pending last night. You might check it out. I think you would enjoy it. And we mentioned him, and there he is. I think I said it 3 times. Good morning, Nevermorians. Listening in the background. Luke Stone, glad to see you, brother. And definitely check out when it comes out, Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. I'm hoping I will be able to offer you some copies of that when we finally get to go places. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I loved Hybrids. I own all 5 original issues, but this is packed with so much extra content. You got to get you a copy. Contact Luke Stone for details. He'll be glad you did, and you will be a better person for it too. And Rick Bradley, from things I've been hearing, many of the local restaurants in Southern Illinois said they would not be closing even if the state tries to make them. Southern Illinois has been rather resistant to the governor's tactics of trying to lower the COVID rate. I'm not saying they're right at all. I hope the restaurants are open on Halloween though, because one, how many people are going? It's a holiday, right? And then by the way, has everyone gotten your Halloween shopping done yet? Do you have presents for under the Halloween tree yet? Just giving you that last minute notice. But yeah, Rick, and seriously, dude, we're looking forward to seeing you in Carbondale on the 31st. Reels and Heels, if we're talking drinks, then I must say 2 of the best tequilas out there are Nick Jonas Villa 1 and Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Terramana. I've heard Terramana's fantastic. Forgot that Nick Jonas has one. I like Sammy Hagar's Cabo Wabo. That's, tequila is one of those drinks you either like it a lot or you just avoid it like the COVID. And I happen to like it. And I really like, Hagar's. It's really smooth. And tequila and I get along well, maybe too well. Hey, Becca Colgrove, I see you there. Glad to have you here. And Rick Bradley, and many of them have closed because a few employees have the My Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic. Yeah, we've had at least 2 restaurants, a McDonald's and a Five Guys here close because the employees had it. And I ate there at one of them. So, but I, again, got no symptoms because who would, I don't want to catch the COVID, but the COVID doesn't want to catch me. Rawr, bad boy. Carl Westman, does the Pee-wee, what? Time. Yes, we have time. It moves forward 1 second at a time. Nope. Yes, it does. I watch Doctor Who. I'm an expert in it. Anyway, Carl Westman does the Pee Wee Herman tequila dance. Oh, yeah. Tequila. And John B. Pica, have any of you watched Lovecraft County? Did it make any sense to you at all? If so, can you please explain it to me? Yeah, that's one. It sounds like it's a very message-laden episode, and the horror almost seems secondary to the main message. And hi, Becca Colgrove. Becca, I see you there. And I'm sorry, but we're running behind in comments. Please don't think I'm ignoring you at all. It's just that we've had such great conversation. And what is going on with you right now today? Well, today we're going to listen to the first chapter of our new audiobook that's going to be coming out soon, we hope. And doing some writing and hopefully get to turn in a piece that I wrote. And I'll be able to tell you after it's accepted what it was, because I want to pimp for it. And let's just say that if it gets in there, the book's going to come out whether I'm in it or not. But let's just say you're going to be excited if you're a fan of a certain mid-60s TV show. Anyway, check out to all my amazing authors. Oh, Becca, thank you very much. And Becca, I miss you this year. Seriously, I miss seeing you at PenCon, but hope all is well with you and your mom. All right, love you both. And Harley Slavic, I'm going to head out. Take care. Check out HarleySlavic.com. Harley, thank you for being here, brother. Glad to see you as always. And OMG says, Becca, oh, there's a lot to say there. And Rick Bradley says, my 2-year-old is in her repeating everything phase, so I've had to go from George Carlin speak to Mr. Rogers. Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah. And Becca Colgrove, never mind, bad people have. I know. And they're on the internet, which is a shame. But fortunately, we have some tools to deal with those tools. So anyway, Nick Tockard, we're catching up now, folks. Hi, Cindy Cap. Let me know what you think about the video on Vampire Defense. Oh, you guys want to see it too? Well, check it out. And also check out his, it's also on Patreon too. Oh, man. We got to check that out. I got to check out I definitely want to support you. So I'm going to head to your Patreon page, Nick, and give you at least a little love. And by the way, don't think for a second my work on Hybrids, the Sons of Gods RPG has stopped. No, it hasn't. You guys really need to follow terraformcomics.com to follow an incredible new universe being born. There's some good stuff coming out of that company. There really is. Check out Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. It's beautiful. And Positive Con, yes, Jeffrey Hayes. I'm getting the fire for it now. And Douglas Deck, glad to see you, brother. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. Hello, friends. I just cashed a check for my first magazine article published for money. Oh, getting a new iPhone? Thanks for all the help. Dude, I don't know what any of us did, but Douglas, that's great. Congratulations, man. The thing is, I really believe this, that when one of us succeeds like that, it's good for all of us, man. And congratulations, Doug. I'm proud of you, man. And Douglas Dash .yolasite.com. Check it out. Check out his work. He's fantastic. And PosiCon 2021. John Pica, I think it sounds like you're on board, brother. And Nick Tucker says, we have been trying to float FezCon, a potentially annual virtual con to celebrate positivity for creatives. It fits my one-man war on gatekeeping quite nicely. We still, we could do one we could do both. I'm just saying, sir. Nick, we ought to you and I get together, and since Indiana is lightening up somewhat, what would you just say to something maybe in early December? I mean, it could be an in-person thing for some of us, but we could work something out. We got to talk. And Gotta Run Day Job is calling John B. Pica. Thank you for being here. Check out the League of Impossibilists page on Facebook. Check out johnpica.com for all of the stuff this guy does. And it's really amazing creative stuff. Oh, man, I get fired up when I see it. And check out his Impossibilist page on Patreon and give that man some love. You'll be glad you did. Brian Rodman said, thank you again for an amazing hump day, my friend. Have a wonderful day, my fellow Nevermorians. # bring cookie home, keep cookie home. Thank you, Brian Rodman. And check out the Dastardly Dingoes and BrianRodman.com. Jeffrey Woodring and Brian Rodman do an incredible Dastardly Dingoes podcast that is fantastic. I love listening to it. I'm learning so much from it. And speaking of people I learned from, there's Pops Van Zandt. Pops, so good to see you. Brian, sign up for ComCon 8 Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern in the Facebook groups, and first come, first served on those prime time slots. I will put that on my agenda to try to do today, Pops. Thank you for the alert. I need it. And looking for a Kentucky show in December. Any suggestions for late sign up? Since I don't live in the heart of Kentucky, Douglas, do a search on Google for book shows or whatever kind of shows you think you can get into Kentucky, and see what's available, or contact like John B. Pica or Steven Zimmer, Holly Philippe, and see if they know of any. That just occurred to me, Douglas. It's let's exercise our search engine muscles, all right? But I don't know of any, unfortunately, or else I'd try to get into one. But that would be what I suggest. Let me know if you find anything, all right? Pop saying, remember when people were crawling all over themselves to get toilet paper? No masks in sight? Yeah, and it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, and things have gotten a little bit better in protecting ourselves and keeping our tushies clean, but we've still got the rest of the year to go, and who knows how long this is going to go into 2021. Rick Bradley, funny thing about the freak out on toilet paper, we just had bought a pack and it lasted us through the shortage, and we bought some afterwards. What were people thinking? Yeah, we went to Gordon's Food Services, bought a big package of toilet paper. Of course, it's just the two of us, and I know you've got a reasonably sized family too, Rick, but ours lasted, I think, we bought ours I think in January or February, and it lasted all the way into July. And considering how full I am, it's a wonder it lasted that long. But yeah, we've had no problem. In fact, by the time it lifted, we were having trouble finding it at Gordon's in the large packs. You can still buy the individual rolls, which is still a good bargain. But we bought like a 1624 pack from Dollar General of all places, and it's single ply, but it's not bad. And we'll have a toilet convention soon where we talk about all of it. And if those were the super spreaders, yeah, seriously, Pops, you got that right in one. And Lindsey Graham hugged Dianne Feinstein with no masks on, sharing the love across the aisle. Yeah, the one time they can get together. And who was it? Ted Cruz, I think it was going around saying, talking about how, this COVID didn't exist. And then he's one of the first ones that drops from it. I mean, come on, really? Because science. And Douglas Deck says, Sport Rocketry Magazine. Hey, a sale is a sale, Douglas. And seriously, man, congratulations. That's beautiful. I'm so proud of you. Pops Van Zandt says, individual states set the regulations. Governors are the ones who are to blame. Yeah, that's why I give high marks to Indiana's, because he listened to his chief medical person and followed the results of any science he could get. And he said straight on, said, our course is going to change based on new data because we don't know a dang thing about this Peter pandemic thing going on. So, yeah, I agree. Pop says a very canny argument there. I agree with you completely. And we still got a long way to go, unfortunately. And Magi Jake says, when I perform at shows, the girl guy that hires me always gives me a big hug for coming out and for them and shut up Christian. Yeah, especially the guys. Anyway, but no, that's good. There's nothing wrong with a brief hug. I think it's prolonged contact that is the key. That's where I think I didn't catch it from John, catch the Miley Cyrus from John, because we were only in close proximity for about a minute. Then we stepped away from each other, and it was a little better that way. Reels and Heels has got to pick up the kids from school. Will you take Brian Wenzoff with you as a navigator? Reels and Heels, thank you for being here. So glad to see you as always. Got to run, BKM. See y'all next time across paths. May it not be too long before that happens. Joe McKeel, brother. Stupid O'Clock tomorrow night with Jeffrey Hayes and a great cast of commentators. I will be there in the audience listening. It's going to be a good time. Stupid O'Clock, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. Fantastic conversation every time. And also Saturdays at 11 p.m. So check out Joe McKeel and Stupid O'Clock. Give his Facebook page a like. Joe McKeel. Love you, brother. Hope you have a great day. And Pops Van Zandt says, come up to South Bend and do something. I'll be there. You're in South Bend? I had never noticed where you live. Dude, I'm about 90 minutes from there. I did MonsterCon a couple years ago there. Yeah, seriously, we may have to talk about getting together if you are that close, my friend. And Charles F. Millhouse is still here. He says, everyone have a productive day. Brian, you and I need to talk soon. Pulp Reality. Amen, brother. And yes, we're on board with that thing last night we got. How's that for vague booking, everyone? So glad you're going to be there. We got to put our heads together and see if we can get some likely culprits to share in our joy. Doug, and anyway, Charles, have a great day, brother. Good to see you as always, man. Thank you for spending Saturday with me, man. It meant a lot to me and Cookie. And Doug, check out Southern Fandom Resource Guide calendar and southernfan.com. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that, man. Joe, you are the best. You are a wealth of information, my man. And thanks from both Douglas Deck and myself. Yeah, seriously. And Joe, you're awesome. And have an awesome day, my friend. You too, Magi Jake. And individual governors are also the ones to praise. Didn't mean to leave the good ones out. Pop's saying, yeah, that's only fair. Like I said, I voted early, and the only person I'll tell you I voted for was our current governor, Eric Holcomb. And it's funny because his chief medical person, she has it now. And if anyone's going to be safe, it's going to be a doctor. So she's in isolation. I think she's about a week into her isolation right now. So anyway, Rick Radley says, everyone take care and stay creative. Go feed Cookie. Yeah, Cookie scared you all off, huh, you pansies? Anyway, Ken Carpenter, Holly Slavic, YouTube. Ken, thank you for being here, man. We're going to check out your film sometime. It sounds great. South Bend is 45 minutes southwest of here. We are in Michigan. Okay, I thought you were in Michigan. Yes, yeah, I was in South Bend one. I liked South Bend. It was fun. Sometime maybe once the weather warms up, Pops, let's get out. Let's have a meetup. What do you say? And Brian Wensloff says #1love. Seriously, man. Much love to you, Brian. Thank you for being here. And since Cookie is demanding to be fed, and you people fear her as much as I do, apparently, pansies. Anyway, cowards. Anyway. Sissies. Anyway, get my General Patton imitation. Get back on the front line, you. Sorry about that. Anyway, Rick Bradley is it being is it? Let's see. Here we go. And hashtag bring Cookie home. Keep Cookie home. Feed starving Cookie. Thank you, Carly. Carly, you're awesome. That's fantastic. Have a great day, Carly. Love you, hon. Looking forward to the drunken rant on Friday. And Pops Van Zandt, also a special episode of Comic Talk with Pops, the 1 year anniversary of the comic related madness. Oh, definitely. I've been catching some of your back episodes, Pops. A lot of fun. And Rick Bradley asks, is it being a pansy or being really, really smart? Well, in my case, Pansy, your case, discretion is the better part of valor. And yeah, hell yes, Brian would love to meet you. Pops, but vice versa, man. We gotta make this happen in the spring, right? And Cookie scared us off, damn straight, says Joe McKeel. Cookie, you drove all my audience away.
It's 12:15.
Okay, we're hurrying. Everyone is welcome to promote their creative works of Kathy Jackson's books on Facebook. Hugs and have a great day, everyone. I'm off to write another chapter on Written on Her Heart. Much love. Thank you, Kathy. And soon she'll be working on Written on Volcana's Heart. I just know it. And Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, check that out. Check out Pops Van Zandt. And Cookie doesn't scare me. I love both of you. Well, you, she won't kill Magi Jake, but me, I'm in the crosshairs here. But we love you too, right back, brother. So we are going to feed Cookie right now. We're going to close out the show. Thanking you all for being here. I appreciate making this another incredible show. Please share us out with your friends. I would appreciate it. It would help our algorithms, because God knows we fight Facebook every day. And as always, we'll be back Friday morning at 10 a.m. with another Nevermind the Furthermore, where we'll talk about whatever you want to, because we had a bunch of conversations today that I really loved. And so please go to our, when you're done here, go to our website, risingtide.pub. You'll be able to see our works in print and also be able to sign up for our monthly newsletter. It's free. Totally free, and we provide a whole bunch of videos, secret links, inspirational quotes, and advice, and all kinds of stuff that's going on with us right now with motivation, education, inspiration just for you. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, please like the page you're watching this on and give this video a like too, if you would, please. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you to the 18 people who have reacted to this video, whether it's a like or a love. You are greatly appreciated. I love you all, actually. And but anyway, please give a like to the Rising Tide Publications page and the Indie Vent page. Indie Vent's coming at you soon with some new programming. You're going to love what they got to offer. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, please, whether you're watching on Geek Insider or the Rising Tide or the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, please subscribe. We really would love to have some new subscribers because it helps our visibility. Plus, we love entertaining you and educating you. And be sure to ring that bell so you're notified of every appearance we make on here. In fact, on Facebook, if you're watching, you can also subscribe to this. I think you have to wait for a prompt usually. But anyway, please subscribe to this broadcast so you get notifications every time we're on. You bet. All right. And Andrew Morris, good to see you, sir. Brian Rodman, there's that shout out there, Andrew. Looking forward to listening to your podcast. It comes highly recommended, and the niche podcast. And anyway, we are about to take our leave here. Also, don't forget, we have a Patreon page that would appreciate your love. Look for Brian K. Morris, all one word, lowercase, and you'll find it for $1. You can get mentioned in any of our publications for as long as you're an active patron subscriber. And we also have advanced novel, look at our advanced novel we're working on right now, as well as next few days we're going to post the first chapter of our new audio book for Santa's Sign, the post-holiday Prometheus. Also check us out on Amazon and Smashwords. We have some works there. We hope you enjoy it. And so in closing, as I get things ready for signing off here, anyway, thank you all for being here. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you again to plasmafiregraphics.com for sponsoring this episode. When the look of your book matters to you, then check out Plasmafire Graphics. Thank you so much for everything y'all do. And so anyway, all that's left to do is to tell you that this is Brian K. Morris for Rising Tide Publications saying stay smart, stay safe, wash your damn hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Thank you, one and all, for being here. We hope you have a fantastic Wednesday, and we'll see you Friday on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends. Because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Author Cindy Kapp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kapp at CKOEPP.com today.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, IndieVolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual...
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
So let's go.
Ooh. Oh. My nippies got hard.